Hey, welcome to episode 4 of Quickies. Today we have a very special guest, my longtime best friend Daniel.
Hello.
We're going to be doing a week with him, a couple episodes here and there, or here and there. It's going to be an entire week. Don't listen to me. I'm just rambling. But yeah, we're going to be talking about some random topics, and today we're going to get to know Daniel, what he's doing in life, and throughout the week you'll get to learn some other fun things and stories that may not be so age appropriate, but you know what? We'll get there.
I'm glad this is being recorded because now if I ever get therapy, I can just show this video. That's a great starting place because they're going to have it's going to be a task for them.
Be like, all right, like we need to know about you. Okay, here's a YouTube channel. Just watch that.
Boom, one view in the books.
And they'll be like, yeah, I don't think we're going to book you. You're going to have to find, we don't accept your insurance. Sorry. Anyways,
Cool.
do you want to tell a little bit about yourself and who you are and the being you are? And then we can talk
Yeah,
about everything.
I've been haunting the world since 1999. I've lived all over the places,
Too many places.
mostly in like the tri-state area around here. So like Kentucky, Ohio. Right now I live in Illinois. I briefly lived in Florida.
Briefly, it was like...
It was 6 years.
That's not brief.
So, visit Florida. Florida's a nice place to vacation, but do not convince yourself that you should live down there. You shouldn't.
Shouldn't.
No.
Why?
It's
Number one
hot.
reason?
It's sweaty. There's traffic everywhere. There's
And the
coarse,
people
rough
suck.
sand that also gets
Coarse.
everywhere.
rough
Good
sand.
reference.
It's just not a happy place. You have to pick between Walmart and Publix, and we're talking Florida Walmart.
Publix.
Well, yeah, you pick
Publix.
Publix, but you lose a lot of money because of it.
Oh.
Sorry, Publix, sponsor us.
They just put a gun in your head. You're picking Publix.
I guess the primary reason that I'm still relevant in these people's lives is because I was the guitar player for Cozy's last band.
Well, more than that.
Well, I mean, homies for life.
Yeah.
We're ride or die bitches at this point. But
Coen brothers, you know.
yeah, I came down to visit, and I guess they thought I was interesting enough to put on a podcast, so here we are.
As I say, Daniel and I have been friends since I was in 3rd grade and he was in 2nd grade. We were talking about this right before we started shooting this and how he just came up to me, didn't know who I was, and he was like, I'm going to talk to that guy. And here we are 15 years later.
Yeah, I can't explain my thought process.
We did have a mutual friend eventually.
Kinda.
Well, we didn't know that at the time.
So
But-
basically what happened was I was at my first recess at a new school, and I was just a kid, and I didn't know what to do. So I just kind of and again, I don't know why I did this. I just kind of saw Cozy, and I was like, I'm going to go hang out by this guy and not leave him alone.
Not.
And
leave
boy,
him
did he
alone
try to
ever.
get me to leave him alone. And I just didn't.
You did?
I didn't know who he was. He was just this
Cozy's-
small little blonde pudgy kid, and I was like...
His response is fair,
and
I was this was like grade school, so God help you if you were in different grades, oh, this little 2nd grader, he can't hang with the 3rd graders.
Well, and then the tip of the iceberg is we found out we did have this mutual friend, and we hung out a few times through then. And then out of nowhere one day, he goes to this mutual friend's house who's just down the street here, and he just comes to my house because the dad told him, oh, yeah, he lives down there, and the rest is history. So
And he didn't know your name.
no, he called me Cody or something like that.
Yeah, so I was just like, oh, cool, I'll go meet our mutual friend's friend. And then Cozy opens the door, and I'm like, oh, you're the kid that I'm stalking, basically.
No, to be fair, there's a cul-de-sac that's right next to me. Daniel did live right down there, so it's not like
You should have thrown me out then and there and been done with it.
Well, there was a time where we weren't friends. Well, I don't say we weren't friends. It was more I was stupid and your parents were mad. Reasonably so. I threw a baseball in his face. Not very hard.
Yeah.
Not
I hit
very
him in
hard,
the cheek.
just
But,
like-
I mean, you were a
Yeah.
pitcher, but it's cool.
yeah, it's fine. But I was 9. So, it wasn't that hard. But
I
it was
lived.
stupid. Yeah, he lived. Little bruise. And I remember his stepdad, who is one of the nicest individuals now. Growing up, your stepdad, and your real dad, and your mom, some of the nicest people I've ever met. But I still remember the fear of God he put in me when he came here. He's like, "You hit my stepson with a baseball," and then we didn't really talk for like a year, and then he showed up on my 10th birthday party out of nowhere. Yep.
I
And
love
then
that.
here we
You
are.
gotta grow as people. You gotta forgive people.
Yep. Yeah, well, I don't think you were mad. It was more like
I think
your
he's still
parents were
mad.
upset. Yeah. You want to rectify it after all these years? You wanna
I
go-
forgive you for blasting my face with a baseball.
Thank you.
That's
I'm glad
great.
we could do that on this podcast. I was gonna say you're just kind of the middleman in all this. getting to know.
No, I'm learning.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit beforehand. Like, this is the first time Katie and I have ever met, and like, boom, deep dive into my life.
Yeah.
She's getting the front seat experience.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now I know Daniel might not look like it, but he is going for his doctorate in physics.
Which is super cool.
Yeah, you gotta get him to underestimate you first. You see, you look at me and you're like, that homeless guy, he's not gonna do anything.
Nope.
But nope, PhD in physics.
Yep, PhD in
That's
physics.
so cool.
Can play guitar insanely well. I don't think I haven't played you the stuff that the previous band played.
No.
Like him and I, like we have a full length album on Spotify.
That's so cool.
So I will definitely
I'm
have
gonna
to do
listen to
that.
it.
We should definitely play In the Dark for her first, I think.
Okay.
For no particular reason whatsoever. Brett, if you ever watch this, I hate you. Anyways. But yeah, we have a
He
full
doesn't
length
mean
album.
that, Brett.
I do mean
He
that.
does. I hate him too.
Um,
Brett.
huh?
Which Brett? I
That's
don't know why
the
I'm whispering. You guys are whispering.
Bass player Brett from Take One Guess.
Oh, okay.
He also played bass in Bolted Down, our other.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, we should bring. Hey, when they're here next week. Spoiler alert for when they're here next week, and we should definitely maybe have Elijah or Brett sit in. I'd invite Casey, but I don't think we'll get a word in. So
Oh, does Casey talk a lot?
yeah, and if Casey, if you watch this, you already know that. Anyways, back to you. Yeah, physicist who lives in my homeland now. Which is
Yes.
interesting.
Proudly representing Illinois.
Yep.
Wait, so sorry.
No, go ahead. At this.
It's the only question
I'm taking
have.
questions.
What are you like when you finish your PhD? What are you gonna do? Like, what is your?
Oh, that's a great question.
He doesn't
Because I don't know. So when I got into physics, I originally wanted to stay in academia, which is our code word for saying you're going to be like a professor at a university. But
That sounds
lately,
lame.
I've been looking at some of the average starting pays for physicists that go into industry, and let me tell you, boys and girls, it's more money than I've ever seen. And that's,
Oh.
you know,
You won't be
everyone has
living
their
in
price.
you won't be
At
living
the
in
end of the
no
day,
Illinois apartment. At the end of the day,
At the end of the day, all physicists want to do their own research and go into academia, but man, industry figured out how to convince us otherwise.
I mean, it's probably cool stuff. Honestly,
It
I
is.
mean,
The
there's-
field that I work in, I'm going to drop some words on you folks.
I love
do
words.
I do photocathode modeling.
What? Wait, say it again.
Photocathode
Can
modeling.
you sound that out for us one more time?
Photosynthesis.
Cathode
I just hit my
modeling.
mic.
Now we're back
What's
to banana
that?
slugs.
So, if you guys ever heard of the most popular one, there's accelerators all around the world, but the most popular one is CERN.
CERN. Dude, you just literally.
So,
I was about to ask you about CERN.
yeah, I know a little bit about
Easy
CERN.
first thing to ask.
So that's an accelerator, and what they do is they make particles go really, really, really fast. And to do that, you need a particle source.
So like Ant-Man.
Yeah, basically. You know what? Ant-Man would make my work a lot easier. I'd be like, dude, just go down and look at the atoms and tell me what's up.
Yeah, and just come back. It's like here's my notes. You go. Here's your thesis
So-
for your doctorate.
The first thing they do, and this is my part, is they need a source. So if they're accelerating electrons, what we do is we grow these crystals. It really does just look like a little rock, basically. And when you shoot lasers at these crystals, it does something called photoexcitation, where the electrons that are in the crystals get excited and they get emitted. They get really excited.
They vibrate.
Super excited.
Yeah. You know,
They're gonna bust.
I don't know.
that's a joke. We say electrons go burr.
Do they like smack them into each other?
Oh yeah. That's a collider. That's one of the uses for accelerators.
So is that what they were? What am I trying to say? They were trying to look into black
Dark matter?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, accelerators are one of the way that we can study dark matter.
Okay.
That's not my field, so I'm not going to like talk about it
Okay.
because But the point where I was going with this was if you guys have seen.
You just made his brain go whoop.
I squirrel. You will never meet anyone that squirrels more than I do.
It's okay. Squirrels are cute.
Oh, they are.
If you guys have seen a little movie that came out recently called Oppenheimer,
Yes, I
never
saw
heard of
it.
you'll remember
definitely didn't see
that
it
he
with you.
founded a little place called Los Alamos.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Los Alamos is where they study photocathodes.
Is it still there?
Yeah,
Cool.
it's in New Mexico.
Let's go. Field
All right.
trip.
No, you can't go in there without a security clearance.
That's what they want you to think. You can get anywhere with a gun and a and a battering ram.
But I think that's pretty neat that if I pursue like a national lab, that's one of the places I could potentially work.
That
That's
is-
pretty
Now, if
dope.
they hire me or not,
that would
whoa.
be some.
That's
whoa,
cool.
we'll
that'd be
see.
some fat cash dollar if
I'd also have to live in New Mexico, which I got to tell you does not
not a whole lot.
does
out
not
there.
sound pleasant.
I've never been.
It's a desert.
You just make it a commute.
Yeah.
Illinois to New Mexico. I think that'd be
I would
fine.
just tan all day.
The sun breathe into you.
What was that?
That's my like Darth Vader / Palpatine voice, but was really bad.
I booped the mic. I hope that doesn't like
You poop?
obliterate anyone's ears.
I hope it does actually. More viewers. Like these guys obliterate your mind and your eardrums.
That's
Yeah.
marketing.
That is. Who'd have thought we'd be dropping a physics episode? You know. That's what
Yeah, we
we're
should
doing.
probably move away from that in the interest of interest.
No, it's interesting.
No,
like,
I'm super interested in
Yeah.
that stuff.
I would say that's.
Doesn't
right
say
up
the
your
words
alley.
don't really like come out the way that they're like in here, but it's super cool. Do I
I'm
look
happy. I'm happy to field physics questions. So
I'll give you a physical.
Physic.
Anyways, well, I think with Daniel Week, this is a good start. We will probably wrap it up here, and welcome again to Daniel Week.
I'm Daniel.
We have a lot more.
Daniel Week.
That's Daniel for those who don't know. This would be. He kind of just randomly showed up and was not going to tell me, and thank God he did because I had stuff to do this weekend. But
You had to clean the
yeah,
basement.
God forbid.
Yeah, clean the basement with all the guitar and
God
music.
forbid you tell me you started a regular podcast.
Yeah, that's funny. You didn't know that until you stepped in today, didn't you? I
Yep.
don't think I said anything. So, well, I mean, to be fair, this is week 2. So, anyways, or I actually know this might be week 3. This comes out. So never mind. We're all about schedule here. No, we're not. Anyways, check us out on social media. Follow us and enjoy Daniel Week. Bye.
Bye.